Once upon a time in the not-so-far-off land of 2012, a young Brian decided that school was overrated and fame was just a few clicks away. Little did he know he was about to become RiceGum, the Pied Piper of diss tracks, leading an army of teenagers into the realm of digital drama. Like every superhero's journey, our hero started with humble beginnings, posting content that ranged from Call of Duty gameplay to vlogging. RiceGum was scattershot with his content, but hey, even Beethoven had to learn to play chopsticks before composing symphonies. But then the game changed, entered the diss track, a genre RiceGum didn't invent, but certainly claimed like Columbus with America. It was the perfect cocktail of comedy, cruelty, and catchy beats. Suddenly, RiceGum was not just a YouTuber. He was a brand, a movement, and a verb. With each diss track drop, his subscriber count skyrocketed, like Elon Musk's ego. RiceGum quickly ascended from a mere mortal to Olympus, joining the pantheon of YouTube gods. Controversy was his nectar, and boy did he drink it up. But what's a hero without a little controversy? From roasting web celebrities to instigating feuds with everyone who had a pulse and a social media account, RiceGum's strategy was simple: stir the pot, then watch it boil over. And the internet ate it up like free samples at Costco. RiceGum's tracks hit harder than a hangover after your 21st birthday. Whether you loved him or loathed him, you were watching him. And in the age of digital fame, views are the currency of the realm. And RiceGum was minting money faster than a counterfeiter with a printing press. But as the old saying goes, what comes up must come down. Or in the world of YouTube, what goes viral must eventually fade into digital obscurity. So how did RiceGum handle the spotlight? Now to the tumultuous tale of RiceGum, the internet's little terrible. Just when you thought things couldn't get more heated, RiceGum turned the controversy knob to 11. Our story continues with the infamous "It's Every Night Sis" diss track, which was so fiery it not only scorched the earth, but also the airwaves, earning RiceGum his first taste of platinum success. But as the old Spider-Man saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. Unfortunately, our hero was more concerned with views than virtues. Each controversy was like a hit single, topping the charts of internet infamy. From accusations of bullying to feuds with practically the entire YouTube community, RiceGum proved that in the digital age, bad publicity is much better than no publicity at all. But what's a musician without a little lip sync controversy? Enter the Ghostwriter saga, where RiceGum faced allegations that his lyrical genius was not entirely his own, but in true RiceGum fashion, he dodged the bullets with the grace of a politician, leaving fans and haters alike wondering where the truth really lay. And who could forget the time our digital desperado decided to smash a fan's phone? Because nothing says thank you for your support like a fistful of broken electronics. It was a moment that turned RiceGum from a controversial figure into a cautionary tale. With each misstep, RiceGum's apologies became almost as famous as his controversies. Like a magician with a limited set of tricks, his sorries felt more scripted than sincere, leading many to question the authenticity of his remorse. Yet despite the storms of scandal, RiceGum's ship sailed on, powered by the winds of controversy. It seemed the more he stirred the pot, the more his fans rallied around him, proving that in the kingdom of content, controversy is king. But as the sun sets on our tale of hits and misses, one can't help but wonder, is there a limit on how much controversy one YouTuber can generate before the well runs dry? And at what cost does this fame come? Stick around, because in our next scene, we're diving into the golden age of RiceGum, where clout translates to cash, and every video drop is a payday. But as our protagonist will learn, all that glitters is not gold. In the digital coliseum, RiceGum emerged as both gladiator and emperor, where every jab, diss, and controversial quip filled his coffers to the brim. Welcome to the era where RiceGum didn't just walk the line between genius and insanity, he moonwalked it. With every controversy came a surge in subscribers, views, and most importantly, revenue. The formula was simple: more drama equals more views equal more ad revenue, and more ad revenue equals a very happy RiceGum. But YouTube AdSense was just the tip of the iceberg. Into the world of brand deals and sponsorships, where RiceGum's influence was worth its weight in gold. From energy drinks to mobile apps, brands were lining up for a piece of RiceGum's pie. Controversy be damned. And who could forget the mystery box saga? In a move that blurs the lines between questionable and downright unethical, RiceGum promoted gambling to his young audience, sparking outrage and raising eyebrows. It was a gamble, no pun intended, that paid off financially, that cost him a chunk of his reputation. With great wealth comes great responsibility, or so they say. But in the world according to RiceGum, it came with a fleet of designer clothes, luxury cars, and a mansion that screamed, "Look at me," louder than his diss tracks. Subtlety, it seems, was not included in his YouTube starter pack. But as the dollars rolled in, so did the criticism. The flaunting of wealth began to wear thin on even his most loyal followers. The charm charm of the from rags to riches story gave way to a narrative of excess and egotism, alienating fans who miss the hungry, humble creator they first subscribed to. Yet in the fast-paced world of internet fame, sustainability is often sacrificed at the altar of virility. As RiceGum's content veered more towards sensationalism and away from substance, many began to wonder, was the golden age of RiceGum coming to an end? So as we stand on the precipice of RiceGum's digital empire, gazing over a landscape paved with gold but devoid of credibility, one can't help but ponder, what's the true cost of fame, and more importantly, is it worth it? It was as if someone had hit the mute button on RiceGum. After years of bombastic beats, scathing disses, and ostentatious flaunting, the digital airwaves were suddenly eerily quiet. The question was on everyone's mind, where did RiceGum go? The theories were as wild as they were varied. Had he taken a vow of silence at the monastery? Was he plotting a grand return that would shake the very foundations of the internet? Or had he simply run out of things to say? The internet was abuzz with speculation, but RiceGum himself offered no answers. In the absence, the YouTube landscape shifted. New stars arose, old controversies faded, and the platform seemed to mature, leaving behind the Wild West days of diss tracks and drama. Yet in the void RiceGum left, his fans lingered, loyal to the memory of the entertainment he once provided. But perhaps RiceGum's disappearance was a reflection of the changing tides of his internet fame itself. As platforms evolved and audience grew older, the appetite for controversy's sake, waned. The digital world RiceGum thrived and was transforming. And maybe, just maybe, he chose to bow out rather than adapt. Or could it be that RiceGum, the person behind the persona, needed time to grow? Behind the flash and fury, there was a young man thrust into the spotlight, navigating the tumultuous seas of fame. Perhaps the silence was not a disappearance, but a retreat, a moment to find the person he wanted to be beyond the character he played. It's also possible RiceGum's retreat was an attempt to escape the shadow of his own legacy. With a career built on controversy, perhaps the weight of his history became too heavy to bear, prompting a step back into the shadows to seek a new narrative, one not written by diss tracks and drama. So as we ponder the silence of RiceGum, we're reminded that the loudest voices can sometimes fall silent, leaving behind a legacy as complex as the digital world they inhabited. But in the end, or merely an interlude into the symphony of RiceGum's career. But is this the end, or merely an interlude into the symphony of RiceGum's career? In the vast, ever-churning sea of digital content, the absence of one of its loudest voices beckons us to look beyond the screen, to the person behind the persona. What's RiceGum been up to since fading from YouTube limelight? Let's tread lightly into known territories and a little bit of speculation. Life, in its unscripted reality, deals hands both joyful and sorrowful. Recently, RiceGum shared a deeply personal loss, the heartbreak of losing an unborn child. In moments like these, the boundaries between the creator and audience blur into a shared space of human empathy. We extend our heartfelt condolences to RiceGum and his family during this profoundly difficult time. Amidst life's trials, the march of time brings opportunities for new beginnings. RiceGum's creative journey has found him a new avenue on Rumble, a platform known for championing the free speech of content creators with limited rules. This partnership hints at RiceGum's undimmed desire to connect with an audience, perhaps in a space that promises a fresh start away from the high tides of YouTube. Why Rumble, you may ask? In the quest for a platform that aligns with his vision for the future, RiceGum may see Rumble as a beacon of creative freedom, a place to rebuild, rebrand, and reconnect without the constraints and controversies that shadowed his YouTube career. It's a move that signals not just the change of scenery, but potentially a transformation in content and character. Whatever the reasons, the $1 million to switch, I'd imagine, was rather enticing. Personal growth often comes from the most challenging chapters of life. For RiceGum, the journey through loss, reflection, and a search for a new platform could herald a shift in his public persona. Might we see a more introspective creator, one whose content reflects the depth of his recent experience? Only time will tell. As we peer into the horizon of RiceGum's career, the path forward is as uncertain as it is promising. In facing life's profound lows and seeking new heights, there's potential for RiceGum to pen a new chapter, one that resonates with both old fans and new audiences alike. What are your thoughts on RiceGum's new direction and how he's navigating his journey? Drop your theories, wishes, and wild speculations in the comments below.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop.